Good morning, students. This is Gopi Krishna, lecturer in mathematics, KA and HL Degree College, Eluru. I am the lecturer in mathematics. You all know that. This is the class for the final BSc students of AKNU for the academic year 2020-21. The paper name is paper 5. We have two papers in the final year. In that one, we are now discussing the paper 5. Paper 5 and paper 6 both are mathematics. Now we are discussing paper 5. The paper is naming ring theory and vector calculus. Ring theory and vector calculus. We observed that. That is ring theory and vector calculus. Now we are discussing the syllabus and model paper. Students, my suggestion is to kindly follow the cursor on the screen before you are going to the online classes. You have to learn some basic techniques. That means you have to rotate your screen in the landscape mode. That is horizontally. You have to keep your phone horizontally, not vertically. And also you have to use earphones to hear the voice clearly from your mobile phone. And also you are all want to learn that if there is any line or any point on the screen is not looking well, that means is not much size, because your mobile phone is too small, that is up to the 7 inches only. That's why if you are unable to say, that means understand or whatever it may be, watch the particular line or letter or sentence, you have to zoom it first and follow the cursor. And also try to follow the regular classes. I am posting the classes in YouTube. After completing each and every class, I post these material. What I explained in each and every class, the material will be posted in your class WhatsApp group. In your WhatsApp group in the PDF format. And after that, you have to open it and write on your notes and make a notes very neatly and very perfectly. I will watch in the next class that you have write the notes or not. So students, now we are discussing the topic ring theory and vector calculus. What is the syllabus? In each and every paper we have only 5 units. In this paper also we have 5 units. What are they? Unit 1, rings. Unit 1 is rings 1. Unit 2 is rings 2. Unit 3 is vector differentiation. Unit 4 is vector integration. Unit 5 is vector integration applications. If you observe that, in the first 2 units, rings 1 and rings 2 is called ring theory. What is that called? Ring theory. This is the extension of group theory which you have learned in the 3rd semester of the 2nd BSc. So, if you are well in the theory, then you can get 10% marks easily from these 2 units. When we go to the 3rd, 4th and 5th units, these 3 units belongs to the vector calculus. This part is vector calculus. In this one, most of the topic covers on the problems and derivations. So, if you are well in doing problems, then you can easily get the marks from these 3. So the students, those who are interest in theory or maybe in the that means problems, both of the students will get the good marks from this paper, as it contains 2 and 3 units for the 2 units on theory and 3 units for approximately problems and the derivations. So the students, it is very easy to gain the marks from this unit. So I am going to the model paper for this one. If you observe that on the screen, in the section A, you have 8 questions are there. These are the short answer question. Each question carries 5 marks, but you have to write only 5 questions out of these 8 questions. There is an external choice of 3 questions are there. You can leave any 3 questions from this one. You have to write minimum of 5 questions from this one. Each question carries 5 marks. 5 5s are 25. And the next, in the section B, you have 5 questions. Each question from the each unit. Unit 1. 9th question is from unit 1, 9A or 9B. This is an internal choice. You have to write 9A or 9B. This is from unit 1. 10A or 10B. 10th question is from the unit 2. 11th question is from the unit 3. 12th question is from the unit 4. And the 13th is from unit 5. All these are internal choice. So each question carries, these 5 questions carries 10 marks. That means each question carries 10 marks. 5 questions carries 5 times are 50 marks. Essay questions are 50 and the short answer questions are 50. Sorry, short answer questions are 25. That means 50 plus 25 is 75. These are the external marks, and the time duration for the examination is 3 hours. This is the syllabus from the affected from the 2015 and 16 admitted batch. For your batch also, this is the same syllabus. This is a common core syllabus for all B and BSc students. So students, all BSc and BS students must follow this syllabus and this model paper for your reference. Okay, right? Now we are entering into now we are going to the first unit, that is unit 1, rings of the final BSc paper 5. This is the class 1 for you students. So students, in the unit 1 is, the title is rings, that is rings 1. So for the title, we have to learn the definition of the title, that is ring. What is the definition of ring? A ring, a non-empty set R with respect to 2 binary operations. How many binary operations? 2 binary operations, plus and dot, addition and multiplication, is called ring if it satisfies the following laws. A non-empty set R with respect to 2 binary operation, addition and multiplication, is said to be ring if it satisfies the following laws. What are they? The first one is R plus is abelian group. R is a non-empty set with respect to a single binary operation, plus must be abelian group. The second one is R dot is semi-group. R with a single operation dot is semi-group. And the third one is distributive laws. Students, I am reminding you to kindly follow the cursor, then only you can understand easily the class. What is that? The 3 laws are: a non-empty set R with respect to 2 binary operations, plus and dot, is called a ring if it satisfies the 3 laws, that is 3 conditions, that is R plus is abelian group, the second one is R dot is semi-group, and the third one is distributive laws holds. Then we say that we can write as R plus dot is ring. In the previous one, I told you that this is the extension of the group theory. That's why we can use the group definition also here, right? Because in the group theory, we have used only single binary operation, but in this ring theory, we are using 2 binary operation, plus and dot. Are you observe that they are direct operations? First plus, next one is second. This must be right compulsorily. First plus, next dot for this application only. This is the definition will be applicable. That means first plus, next one is dot. R plus abelian group. What is the definition of abelian group? You have learned in the group theory, but I am repeating, and that means recollecting the definition that what is abelian group means. It satisfies 5 laws. Those are: 1, closure law; second one, associative law; third one, identity law; Fourth one, inverse law. Fifth one, abelian law. With respect to the operation, students, are you following that? What is the operation used in this abelian group? Plus. You can follow the cursor, that plus. What is closure law? For any two elements a comma b in R, then a plus b, the binary operation plus must be applicable on only two elements. You know that. That means a plus b, the resultant of a plus b is also in R, then the closure law is exist in R. What is the associative law? Associative law, we have to take three elements. For any three elements, a comma b comma c belongs to R. A plus b plus c is equal to a plus b plus c. The LHS is equal to RHS condition. If this condition is satisfied for the three elements A, B, C in R, then we say that associative law exists in R. Third one is identity law. What is that? For any element A belongs to R, there exists 0 belongs to R such that A plus 0 is equal to A is equal to 0 plus A. We know that here 0 is called, what is that? Additive identity. 0 is called additive identity element in R. Inverse law. The fourth one is inverse law. For each A belongs to R, there exists an element minus A belongs to R such that A plus minus A is equal to 0 is equal to minus A plus A. If this condition holds and minus A belongs to R, then we say that inverse law exists in R, and here this minus A is called additive inverse of A because the operation is addition. That's why minus A is called additive inverse of A. Here A is also called additive inverse of minus A. Okay, right. What about the abelian law? For A comma B belongs to R, for any two elements A comma B in R, A plus B is equal to B plus A. Operation used plus. Students, I am reminding again. Here only plus is operation. A plus B is equal to B plus A. Then we say that abelian law exists in R. That means R plus is abelian group if it satisfies these five laws. Those are closure law, associative law, identity law, inverse law, and the fifth one is abelian law. This is the first bit for to say that R is an ring. The first one is R plus abelian group, but the second one is R dot is semi-group. Friends, if you observe that here operation is dot. What is the definition of semi-group? Semi-group means it satisfies only two laws. Those are closure and associative laws. What is closure law? For A comma B belongs to R, for any two elements in R, then A dot B, what is here? Taken the operation dot. You observe that R dot is semi-group means we are using the operation dot. A dot B is also in R, then we say that the closure law exists in R. The second one is associative law. For the associative law, we have to take three elements. For any three elements, A comma B comma C belongs to R. A dot B into C is equal to A dot B dot C. If the LHS is equal to RHS condition will be done in for the for any three elements in R, then we say that associative law exists in R. If closure and associative law exist, then that set is said to be semi-group. That means R with respect to the operation dot is semi-group. The second one is what? What is the first one? For the ring, R plus abelian group. The second one, R dot semi-group. And the third one is distributive laws holds. For the distributive laws, we have to take for any three elements, A comma B comma C in R. Sorry, students. A dot B plus C is equal to A dot B plus A dot C. If we observe that A on the left side, it was distributed to the two elements B and C. This is A dot B plus A dot C. Now, B plus C dot A is equal to B dot A plus C dot A. If we observe that A on the right side, it was distributed to the B and C in the brackets on the right side. B dot A plus B dot, C dot A. B plus C dot A is equal to B dot A plus C dot A. Here in the uppercase, A distributed on the left side. Here in the lower case, A distributed on the right side. That's why this is say that right distributive law. Upper one is left distributive law. These two laws says that distributive laws. If these three laws hold for the three elements in R, for any three elements in R, then we say that distributive laws holds in R. That means the R was a non-empty set. R was satisfying three conditions. That is, R plus is abelian group. The second one is R dot semi group. The third one is distributive laws holds. Then we say that R is ring. R with respect to the binary operation plus and dot is ring. We simply write as R comma plus comma dot in the open brackets. R comma plus comma dot is a ring. What are the examples for this one? Set of integers Z, integer set plus dot is an example for ring, and set of real numbers R with respect to the operator plus comma dot. R plus dot is also a example for the ring. Now we go to the definition of abelian ring. What is the definition of abelian ring? A ring R plus dot is called abelian ring. First of all, R must be ring. A ring R, only a ring R is said to be abelian ring if it satisfies the abelian law with respect to the multiplication. That means a ring is said to be abelian ring if it satisfies extra abelian law with respect to the last operation. What is the last operation? Plus is the first operation and the last operation is dot. With respect to dot, abelian law must be exist in a ring. Then we say that R plus dot is an abelian ring. What is that? Abelian law, A dot B is equal to B dot A for all A comma B belongs to R. For any two elements A comma B belongs to R, A dot B is equal to B dot A. This is the abelian law with respect to multiplication. A ring R along with the abelian law with respect to multiplication is called abelian ring. The examples are the same for the ring also. Those are the set of integers Z plus dot and the set of the real numbers R plus dot, or both are the examples for this abelian ring also. So students, here we have the two definitions, ring and abelian ring. Now we are going to the theorem 1. That is, theorem 1 is the just a simple conditions what we have to use in the further theorems, what we want to use in the further theorems. That's why this theorem 1 was implicated in the syllabus. What is that? If R is ring, then prove that A dot 0 is equal to 0 dot A is equal to 0. A is multiplied on the right side with the 0 and A multiplied with the 0 is multiplied on the left side with A. That means the result is 0. For the numbers, we know that in the place of 2, if we take in the digit numeric, that is integer 2, 2 into 0 is equal to 0. 0 into 2 is equal to 0. We can observe that. But in the ring theory, we have to prove the same one also for the elements of ring R. A dot 0 is equal to 0, 0 dot A is equal to 0. The second one is A into minus B is equal to minus A into B is equal to minus into A dot B. A into minus B, minus will be go on outside. That means minus into A dot B. Here is also minus A into B also, minus go to outside. That means minus C into A dot B. Minus go outside means minus written on the outside and A dot B in the brackets. These two conditions also satisfies. The third one is A into B minus C is equal to A dot B minus A dot C. It is looking like the distributive law, but what is the distributive law? Distributive law is on dot plus. For this condition, we are using A dot B plus C. For that, now A into B minus C. Here not is a minus. Here is a minus. Here not a plus. A B minus A C for all A comma B comma C in R. The theorem must be in typed in the 2 pages. That's why I have written that proof. Page 1. This is the page 1 of the proof of 2. Total 2 pages are there. In that one, this is the page 1. It is mentioning like that. Now, given, what is given? What is the proof? Given in the statement given that R is ring. Given R plus dot is ring. And for the elements 0, A, B, C, I am taking the 3, 4, 1, 0, A, B, C, 4 elements are in R. Now, going to the first bit. What is first bit? A dot 0 is equal to 0. We have to prove A dot 0 is equal to 0. We can similarly prove that 0 dot A is equal to 0. Now I prove that A dot 0 is equal to 0. For that I am taking LHS point. That is A dot 0. That is equal to A dot 0 can be written as 0 plus 0 because 0 is the additive identity. We know that. R is a ring. So we write that 0 as 0 plus 0. Right. A, this is looking like A into 0 is as it is in the next step. On the right side part, A into 0 plus 0, it is looking like the distributive law A into B plus C, AB plus AC. That's why I am using the left distributive law A into 0 plus 0 as A into 0 plus A into 0 by left distributive law because A on the left side distributed. Okay, right. Now in the next step, LHS part was changed. You can observe that A dot 0 is a single element. I am adding A dot 0 with 0 because 0 is the identity. That means A0 can be written as A0 plus 0. Right. And RHS part is as it is written. Right. If you observe that on both sides, LHS part is A0, LHS part is A0 on the right side also. So I am using cancellation laws because we know that in groups, cancellation laws holds. We have learned in the group theory. Now here also, we are using the same for the ring also because a ring means R plus is abelian group. What are the definition? We learn that ring means R plus with plus is abelian group. That means in group cancellation laws holds. Also we can use the cancellation laws for the plus in this theorem. That's why if I erase the operation plus, that's why I used the left cancellation law here. A0 cancelled. If A0 cancelled, then 0 will be written downside. And we can here A0 cancelled, then A0 is the remains. It will be written on the next step. So we got 0 is equal to A dot 0. Okay? A dot 0 is equal to 0. It will come. Similarly, we say that 0, we can prove that 0 dot A is equal to 0. We have similarly, we prove that 0 dot A is equal to 0. So that's why A dot 0 is 0 and 0 dot A is equal to 0. Therefore, A dot 0 is equal to 0 dot A is equal to 0. First bit was proved. What about this second bit? A into minus B is equal to minus AB. Minus A into B is equal to minus AB. This is the one. First we prove that A into minus B, second bit in black color, come downside. A into minus B is equal to minus A minus into A dot B. Minus go to the outside. Okay, right. For that one, we prove that A minus B, A into minus B plus AB is equal to 0. We want to prove this one. The cursor is rounding. Are you following? A into minus B is equal to minus into A dot B. For this one, to prove this one, I am proving this one. Is it enough, sir? Are you following that? A into minus B plus AB is equal to 0. Okay? Right. To prove this one, I am taking this LHS part. That is A into minus B plus AB. A into minus B plus AB. Again by distributive law, if you observe that, if A into minus B plus AB can be written as A into minus B plus B. If you expand this, if you go from right side to left side, you can distribute this A to both minus B and B. Then what happens? A into minus B plus A into B. What here? That means this is the distributive law, left distributive law. By left distributive law, we have written like that. A as it is minus B plus B. What happens? This is inverse law. Minus B plus B will be 0. A into 0. What happens by the first bit? What is the first bit? A into 0 is equal to 0. Go to the red line. Red light as in the theorem 1. A into 0 on top place cursor. A dot 0 is equal to 0. So I am writing this A dot 0. Come to the down page ending. Cursor is there. A dot 0 is equal to 0 by 1. So we finally there that A into minus B plus AB is equal to 0. That is this one is not. A into minus B plus AB is equal to 0. That means A into minus B is equal to minus A dot B minus A dot B. This was proved. A into minus B is equal to minus A dot B. Similarly, we prove that minus A dot B is equal to minus into A dot B. Thus the second bit was over. That is, therefore A into minus B is equal to minus A into B is equal to minus into A dot B. Now we are going to the third bit. What we have to prove that A into B minus C is equal to AB minus AC. For that one, I am taking the left LHS part. That is A into B minus C. A is as it is, B is as it is, minus C can be written as plus into minus C. What happens here? Plus into minus. Minus C will be here. Minus C is written as plus into minus C only. Okay, right. If you have the, this is looking like a distributive law. Left distributive, we can distribute A to the both B and minus C. By left distribution law, A into B plus A into minus C. Okay. A into B plus A into minus C. A into B as is in the next step. And A into minus C. A into minus C. If we go to the top, that is second bit, A into minus B is minus into A dot B. Minus goes to outside. Here is also minus go to outside, minus A dot C. That means A into B minus C is equal to AB minus AC. That's the third bit. That means therefore A into B minus C is equal to A dot B minus A dot C. That the third bit is also proven. So the students, in today's class, we have learned the basics in the ring theory along with the definitions. Okay, students, I will post these syllabus and the model paper along with the definition and the theorem 1 in the PDF format in your WhatsApp group. So all of the students must write the notes. You have to put a notes, the new notes for this theory, for this paper 5, and you have to write the notes. And I will check in the next class. Before starting the class, I will check all the notes of the each student. You have to show by your mobile phone what you have written in your notes. After that, I will start the second class. Okay, students? Bye. Thank you.